What's going on, the Piggers? This is your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog. I don't ask for anything from any of the listeners, but special announcement. Your tech stuff guy. I have my first comedy special is out Tuesday, October 5th. It is called Something from Nothing. I shot it during the pandemic. It's the special shot in a parking lot of a diner with cars and people sitting outside. It's part documentary, part special. Been working hard on it for over a year now. Comes out Tuesday, October 5th. It's called Something from Nothing. You could find it on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Google Play, Spectrum, Dish, Comcast, really anywhere on demand. I'll be posting clips at JNog, and Trump Pod will be retweeting them as well. So please give it a watch and rent it. And like I said, Tuesday, October 5th, really appreciate all the support and hope you enjoy it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how are you today? Gloating like always. You must be in a great mood.
Tech stuff. Welcome to the show. I know this is your first time here, so hopefully you do better than the other people. But no, we're doing as good as we can with the nightmare that is Sleepy Joe. I like to say we're making something out of nothing, because that's what the Sleepy Joe gives us. He gives us nothing, and we're making something out of nothing.
That title sounds so familiar, Mr. President.
Well, I just made it up, so I don't know what you're talking
about. There's lots of things I want to talk to you about today. You know, this is the first episode of the month. Lots of questions from our listeners.
I guess that means welfare checks for our African-American listeners.
I don't know anything about that, but I do know there's a lot of interesting questions.
You don't remember Boner Thug and Harley?
Boner Thug and Harley?
You don't remember these people?
No.
They did a song. Remember they were at the
Bone Thugs in Harmony?
Oh, they were at the crossroads, but they also talked about the first of the month.
I thought you spit bars. You should know all the rap groups, Mr. President.
No, I know how to rap. That doesn't mean I have to know all the second. Yeah, they should know who I am, but I don't need to know. It's like use words.
Uncle Charles, y'all. You got to love that line.
Yeah, that's the only thing people got, and I didn't even have an Uncle Charles, so I don't care.
Mr. President, I wanted to talk to you first. Instagram and Facebook crashed today. The world was in a frenzy. No one knew what to do. I guarantee everyone, every other minute, was just going to their phone, checking it. It wasn't going, and people were bored out of their minds, just losing it. You're not on social media right now, so it really had no effect on you. But what's your opinion on both of those sites crashing today?
We're happy to see it, that alien Mark Zuckerberg, his websites were suffering, and I think it's what he deserved. But I will tell you, you incorrectly spoke tech stuff, which, our other tech stuff people seem to do a lot, but I'm disappointed. You're a tech stuff. You should know that I'm on Parler, maybe the greatest social media site. So.
What is it called?
Parler.
It's a social what site?
It's called social media.
Why do you drown off on it? Like it's like a lot of silent syllables.
Okay, I didn't realize this was tech stuff, learning the English language, but it's called social media and it's called Parler, and we're doing very well on Parler. No shutdowns. All 800 users were able to access their content very easily today. So to all our piggers out there, if you remember what Suge Knight said, remember Suge Knight?
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight. He said, if you're tired of the producers dancing in the video, come to death row. Well, if you're tired of your thirst traps shutting down, come to Parler.
Did Parler spike today because of the Instagram and Facebook shutdown? Did you gain any users today?
No, there was a very big spike on Parler, mostly because Don Jr., I think, posted a video of himself almost ODing on coke, so that was like very viral content. But yes, we had some people come over from Instagram and other sites that were not prepared the way Parler was prepared.
What do you think caused the Instagram and Facebook crash? Do you have any intel?
Well, we have strong intel. I think it was 60 Minutes, the fake news. They posted stories about Facebook, who we don't like. We don't like Facebook, but the fake news, we don't like Facebook because what they're really doing is suppressing strong pro-Trump voices. But what 60 Minutes was reporting is, oh, they're mean. The Al Gore, as you know, has been very influential on social media, is doing a lot
You
of
mean his
what
full name? His full name, algorithm?
right. Nobody ever
Okay.
talks about. Nobody ever. He goes by Al Gore, and it's like, remember there was an R&B singer, Albie Gore, from the
Yes.
'80s, and so he's gone by many names. He was a black singing songs in the '80s. Then he sort of did many nasty things to our internet, and so they have to look into that. And we're going to look into it strongly. And I think they are suppressing strong pro-Trump voices. But on the 60 Minutes, they were concerned about ugly teenage girls killing themselves, and I'm like, well, maybe they should. I mean, nobody ever brings that.
That's very mean. That's mean, Mr.
No,
President.
excuse. I didn't say they. I didn't say they absolutely should.
He said they should.
I said, excuse me. Now you see that? Now you're removing a very powerful word. I said maybe. It's called maybe. Remember, Call Me Maybe?
Yes, I like that
Remember
song.
her?
Yeah, I remember.
And she tried to call me, and I said, no, thanks, darling. But no, I said maybe. This is, I can tell you
Okay.
that this is your first and last episode, okay? You've made nothing out of something with this episode. So what we're talking about right now is I say maybe, and you say I said ugly girls should kill themselves. I said maybe. That's a very important. You would agree that's an important word. Maybe.
Yes, I agree. My
Okay.
apologies.
Well, call me maybe. That's our title of the episode.
uh, all right. So IG and Facebook crash. I wanted to also. Did you demand that to a US judge to force him to restore your Twitter account? Is that true?
Did I force a judge?
Well, did you ask a judge to force Twitter?
Okay, well,
I'm sorry.
tech stuff. You gotta these words. They're very important.
They are important. They are important words. You're right.
Excuse me. It's called language. You got to use the right
Okay.
things in the language. Some people call them words.
What do you call them?
Oh, you can call them a lot of things, but we'll call them words. We'll call them words. You've got to use the right words. And what I said to this judge, very simply, I said, Judge, and he said to me, sir, and I said, okay, we're off to a good start. And I said, I think you should talk to Twitter and the other social media companies, and you should, let them know that it's wrong what they're doing. I leave it in your hands, but if you're any kind of good judge, you'll make the right decision. So that's all. And then I had my people at the IRS audit him. I had our national intelligence people hack his wife's phone for nude photos, which we found, which were, surprising. He's not a handsome judge, but his wife is pretty, she has good, let's just say she takes good selfies. How about that?
Is that appropriate, Mr. President?
I think it's very appropriate. And I think we are, also his kids were looking into maybe seeing if maybe they should not be going to the private schools they're going to. Maybe they've done some bad things. So, we're taking a very fair stance, just asking him to make the right decision. But it's up to him. It's up to him what he does, and we'll respect it either way. But we'll probably respect it a lot more if it's for me.
I agree. So you're it's kind of a demand. You're also full of demands this week a little bit because
Well, I'm going to be getting on demand. You know how they have on demand on the cable, and I'm
yes,
probably going to, I don't know what to watch, so I'm probably going to make something out of nothing when I get on demand. I'm going to click around and say, well, I got nothing to watch, so maybe I'll make something out of nothing. It's a thought.
That's a good thought. Is this true? Are you demanding the Pulitzer board to rescind the award in 2018 that the New York Times and Washington Post were given for
Yeah,
exposing?
I know the story. Yes, yes. Or finish your sentence. I'll let you say your words. You seem to be doing a better job with words right now.
Thank you for exposing the interference between yourself and Moscow.
Okay. You know what we actually call it? The full name? We call them the Pepe Le Pulitzers. And we think they're very stupid. Almost as stupid as the Nobel Peace Prize people. I think the Nobel Peace Prize and the Pulitzer people should get together and, jump off a bridge together. And I think that it's been proven totally false, the Russia story. It's a total hoax. So I think they have to get rid of it. I think they should apologize. I think they should take back the award and give it to, one of the great journalists of our time, Chanel Rion, the sort of Polynesian looking woman on OAN. That's a talent. That's somebody doing very strong journalism. So, the Pepe Le Piozers are really a disgrace if you think about it. And for them not to apologize or to admit that they made a horrible mistake is like one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Have you came out with any, proof that there was no interference?
Yes, the proof is that there was no interference. Like we have a thing in this country called innocent if you get the woman to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, it's a very strong part of our law. And if they have no proof, it's not up to me to prove that I'm innocent. It's called it's called by you would say a word and they'd say it's innocent, and I would say it's a possibility of innocence, a prostitution of innocence.
Prosecution? Are you trying to say prosecution?
No,
Okay.
it's like almost when you presume something. Prostitution, prostitution of innocence.
Words are very confusing today. President.
Not for me, they're not. If tech stuff is, English as a ninth language, we'll have to get American in here next week.
If they don't rescind this award, are you going to take further action? What are you going to do?
That's something the Democrats do. We don't reveal our strategy all the way. Okay, we'll give the chance to the Pepe Le Pulitzers to figure out what they're doing, and if they're too stupid to do it, we'll have to take other actions. We could sue them. We could bomb them. We could bomb the Pulitzers. We could, just I think they're from Columbia University or the country. Either way, doing horrible things. They're either dealing cocaine or handing out horrible fake news awards. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you really don't like the New York Times or the Washington Post.
It's actually called the Failing New York Times and the Bezos Amazon Washington Post.
Sorry, my apologies.
Not accepted.
Okay. Now, there has been, I'm sure there's not.
I'm actually
enough.
not a has-been. I'm doing
Right.
very strongly right now.
I understand that. What I'm trying to say is that there must have been some evidence if the New York Times and the failing New York Times and the Jeff Bezos, what was that? The Jeff Bezos
Amazon
Washington Post for winning an award. There had to be some facts because they are journalists. And if there were no facts in their story, then what would be the point of them receiving the award? Is there a chance that what they said is the truth?
It's also a chance that I'm an alien from Mars. So yes, in the grand scheme of things, anything's possible in tech stuff world. Congratulations. But no, it's a total hoax. I think they're jealous because Russian women love me. Beautiful Russian women. Even the ones who aren't paid think very highly of me. So it's probably, I mean, have you seen some of these journalists? They're not the most handsome type people. So they're probably jealous of my good looks and my wealth and my talent. And they get together and say, "Oh, we're very sad about our lives. Can we take down somebody with great talent and great looks?"
So you think this witch hunt for you is all because everyone is jealous of you?
And the jealous is sort of like, I've never seen jealousy like this. It's sort of if it wasn't happening to me, I would sort of feel almost pity for these pathetic people, but it's happening to me. So we fight, and we fight strongly.
Well, understandable. Mr. President, we have two awesome sponsors this week. I know you're a fan of both of these sponsors, and our first sponsor is Raycon with the best earbuds around. That's right, you have them in your hands right now.
When I work out very strongly and very powerfully, I pop these in because then they're wireless, so the cord doesn't get in the way.
That's right. They're the best wireless earbuds out there. Best price point, and we have a deal for all our listeners today. Like when I'm in bed and I'm listening.
Well, and by the way,
okay,
yes,
yes.
important things. Notice
Sure.
Raycon comes in a black case. Not racist. I'm totally okay with it. I enjoy them, even though the case is black. But they'll tell you that I'm racist. Not true.
That is right. That proves everything. I love Raycon earbuds. I listen to them. They're great for like listening to podcasts and listening to your setback, or even R&B, hip hop, rap music, audiobooks. You can listen to them. There are some earbuds and some headphones that you only want to listen to a certain kind of music. You listen to anything with Raycon earbuds, whether it's pump up music or, like I said before, an audiobook on the go. Raycon earbuds are the way to go. They are everyday earbuds. They look and feel and sound better than ever. With an improved, they have this rubber oil look and feel, and they have the gel tips. So they match any ear, because sometimes they only have a few sizes and they don't like mold to your ear and they bother your ear and your ear hurts after. Not with the Raycon earbuds.
When I put these things in when I'm going for a powerful walk, I say to them, just the tip. And the
Just
earbuds,
the optimized gel tip.
The Raycon earbud says to me, "Sir, that's all we're putting in there, and it feels comfortable." And they call me sir.
Well, that's awesome that the earbuds call you sir. There's 3 modes on there: pure mode for listening to podcasts or instrumentals. They have balance mode for rock and heavy metal music, and then they have bass mode for hip hop, EDM, reggae. There's also a new awareness mode. So if you're walking in the city, and you need to listen to your surroundings, there's a new, all new awareness mode on the earbuds. They have 8 hours of playtime, a 32-hour battery life. I always forget to charge the earbuds, and they last for so long. There's a built-in mic, so you can talk on the phone and take your calls with them. Raycon start at half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And Raycons come with a 45-day happiness guarantee. It's great for the holiday season. Right now, making podcasts great again, listeners, you can get 15% off with your Raycon order at buyraycon.com/MPGA. That's buyraycon.com/MPGA to save 15% on Raycons. Buyraycon.com/MPGA. And Mr. President, our Patreon. A new month. Like I said before, we're going to answer some questions from our listeners. We have a Columbus Day bonus episode this month, the live episode, the QAnon with an election. We're going to have a new Patreon president. And also we have an episode for everyone for a special guest this month, possibly some Patreon footage just for our Patreon patriots with this guest as well. Patreon.com/MPGA. Pick whatever level is good for you. Choose the $5 and binge about 50 or 60 bonus episodes. You will want to go for more. And that's patreon.com/MPGA.
And by the way,
Yes.
these people have been listening to a very strong podcast for many years, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. You join the Patreon. It's also called Christmas, not the holiday season coming up. It's called the Christmas season. And if you want to celebrate your greatest, most Christian president ever, join the Patreon, say thank you. And then you'll be like, I don't even feel like I'm saying thank you because I'm getting so much more content than any other Patreon. And by the way, Sleepy Joe doesn't have a podcast or a Patreon. So
No.
another loss for America.
Now, Mr. President, I've been hearing that the Republican Party does not want you to announce that you are running in 2024 until December 2022. Have you heard about these rumors?
Oh, they're so stupid. Some of these Republicans, they think, sir, if you announce before the midterms, then the Democrats will run against you, sir. And we don't want to remind people, because I'm a very polarizing figure. I'm not polarizing. I'm from the middle of the planet, not from the North Pole or the South Pole. And I would say I'm going to announce soon, when I want to. But, for election finance laws, I have not made a decision about whether I am running for president in
Keep winking at
2024.
me whenever you say that.
Oh,
You keep winking at me whenever you say that.
no. My optometrist says I have a stigmata in my eye. So, but we are doing, we're thinking things over and we're looking at what's best for the country and so we haven't made a decision at all yet to run. We haven't put any infrastructure in place or set up secret campaign events or, told family and friends that we're definitely running. So it's all in the air. We'll find out, but we want to obey proper election laws and finance laws. So all the money that I raise right now is just, sort of like it's almost like, I'm running kind of a very large multi-million-dollar Patreon with stupid people in the country who want to support me. But we love the stupid and the poorly educated.
Now, Mr. President, we used to play a game on here, the word association game, a long time ago. When we first started this podcast, I would name people and you would tell me what you thought of them, what words come to mind first. And I'm not going to name the person until I give you this news that it's being revealed that you do not want this person even mentioned with the number 2024. And I want to know what you think of this person when I say his name, Ron DeSantis.
We think, okay, let's be honest. Everybody thinks I'm going to say something very mean, very tough. And I can be mean and tough. Ron is a talented guy. He's a smart guy. He's he's been respectful of me, but he was going nowhere. This was a guy who had no career, no charisma, nothing. And then I sort of said, oh, I'll endorse him. He was running like 19th in the Republican primary for governor of Florida. And I said, I kind of like this Ron fella. I think he's, got a little bit of Trump support in him. And all of a sudden he became the governor. He was nobody. And all I'm saying is, when I come to Florida, I become a resident of the state. You have to show respect. When I say I want a threesome with 2 Miami Dolphins cheerleaders and you don't make it happen, you're showing disrespect to your president who helped you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Bill Clinton showed up who had nothing to do with him. This is a president who's not only the greatest president we've ever had, but a president who helped your career, saved your career. And when I hear talk of him trying to run in 2020, which we beat him so easily, and I don't know why he'd do that. I think he's showing disrespect. So for now, we're not going to be too mean to Ralph DeSantis. But, if he continues to be disrespectful, well, we might have to take extra measures. The Mountain Dew Army in Florida, it's one of our strongest divisions. That's the bath salts division. And I don't think he wants to mess with them.
All right. I was not expecting that answer. Because in the news, it's you really don't even want to hear his name. That's what people are saying. You don't even want his name mentioned with your name for 2024.
No, there's fake news, as you
Okay.
know. There's fake news out there. But no, what I said, I'll tell you what I said. You got me here. You don't have to report to me what the fake news claims. What I said was, if I choose not to run, I could support Reginald Dennis. But if I choose to run, he better get out of the way. Or, and this is a quote. This is now a quote. Okay, he better get out of the way, or I'm gonna skull fuck him and his whole family. So that was what it was conditional. Remember, like I said, maybe. Remember, I said maybe in the beginning of the episode. It was a while. It might have been a different tech stuff guy then.
Okay.
But I said maybe, and I'm saying now, if I run, all he has to do is step aside and show respect. And that's certainly possible. If he doesn't, well then, there's going to be a lot of, let's just say, Richard is not going to have a great 2022.
The last thing I wanted to talk to you about before we get to our listener questions is an X8 of yours.
No,
Stephanie,
excuse me, I got through the 80s with no AIDS.
not AID, it's AIDE. She worked for you. Stephanie Grisham, pretty lady, brunette.
No, she didn't work for me. She went down on me and she worked for melatonin.
Okay. She was quoted as saying, and I just want to know what you think of this quote and what your relationship with her was. I am terrified of Trump running in 2024, end quote.
Well, I'm 75 years old. In 2024, I'll be 78. Nobody wants to see me run. You don't want to see an older man, even though I'm very fit and full of it. You don't want to see me running. You want to see me walking. At that age, you're supposed to walk, very powerfully with great strength, but you walk. So I respect that Stephanie was, I think she's related to the guy who wrote the books. Remember the law books? Grisham?
Yes.
He wrote, I didn't read them, but.
The Pelican Brief, did he write that?
Well, I'll tell you what, you should. One time The Firm came on and Mike Pence came running in. He broke another TV. He went running into that TV. I think he was naked. I think his Christian erection hit the flat screen. And I said, it's Tom Cruise, okay? It's not whatever the hell you thought The Firm was. But no, Stephanie Grisham, she's attractive. One time, I asked her to make out with melatonin and she refused, which was not the right answer. And but she was sort of a failure at representing both me. She was, she did work for me very briefly as a press secretary who had no press conferences. So that's, I would say that's sort of failing. She's no Huck. She is no Huck. But no, she worked for Melanoma, and then she worked for me. But she was very disgruntled, refused to make out with Mesopotamia, and now she's writing a stupid book. The woman said nothing for years, and now she's writing a stupid book for stupid people.
Well, thank you for explaining that. Appreciate it. And yes, I would not want you to run either. At 78 years old, I want you to be safe. Now, Mr. President, we have some questions from our listeners. We're going to go to Twitter first. And this person is at Roger_RCK. Doctor, His Excellency, Mr. President, sir. He wants to know, How are Shinzo and Tough BB doing? Have you spoken to them recently?
Uh, I have. I've spoken. I speak to both probably once a week. We do a little, still, check-in chat because here's the thing: Shinzo's health is not great, so he's probably done with politics. But BB wants to run again. BB wants to run, so we have these, we have chats about politics, and BB says, how's January 6th? Are you planning another January 6th, or and he offered me usage of the BB dojo to train, sort of a more disciplined crew, like to send the 3%ers and the Proud Boys over there
That's very nice of him.
to get BB dojo training. Because let me tell you something, January 6th would have been a lot different, a lot less peaceful and patriotic if some of those guys had had BB dojo training. And Shinzo's just he always wants to talk about this new Marvel movie. He's very proud of the. I guess there's like an Asian Marvel movie.
I haven't seen it. Have you checked it out? I saw the trailer for it. It looked kind of cool.
And I'm pro Asians in film, but only in adult film, and he knows that. So, I didn't care to see it, but he was very proud. He said,
He's excited.
Us in Marvel. So he's proud. He's a proud guy, and we respect that.
I have two more questions from Twitter. This is from at Bs Detector _. If it's not very appropriate, you can tell me you don't answer it because it's not appropriate. But it says, Mr. President, sir, as you are the least racist person ever, is it true that you are planning to end racism and unite the right and left by having an ethnically diverse foursome with AOC, Candace Owens, and Lauren Boebert? Can you please walk us through exactly what would happen?
Okay, I may like Candace Owens' politics, but why would I have her? That's a stupid question. I would, in fact, I'm going to change the question to an F,
marry, kill. I like that.
And I say F because as a Christian, I don't say fuck. Never. I never say the word fuck because it's against my Christian beliefs. What I would say is I would kill Candace Owens. I would F AOC, just add another. I would F AOC's double D's. How about that for
I got you.
Letters? Take that, LGBTQ pence. We've
Bars.
got letters too. And then I would, of course, marry little Miss Boebert.
You really got something for her. I see a future with you too.
I actually have a lot for her. It's called, we call it Boebert yogurt. But I'm not interested in Candace Owens. Not interested in Candace Owens, but I respect her politics. Very strong supporter, but I actually, there's been this big Democratic conflict between Joe Manchin, the great conservative Democrat senator from the Trump state of West Virginia, and the squad. The squad. Rashida Tlaib, AOC, Ilhan, the one from Captain Phillips.
I know.
And and Elvis Presley from Massachusetts. So these four, we're making, they say make lemonade out of lemons.
Yes.
So for our streaming pornography platform, Netflix, which will feature exclusively Ivanka Trump content, I've decided we've already greenlit Joe Manchin and the Squad. Yeah, so the parody porn name. So in it, it's going to have everything. You're going to have diversity. You're going to have an AOC. You got Joe Manchin, who's the star.
Right. I got you.
Very powerfully endowed West Virginia senator. And then you got AOC. You got Elvis Presley. You have Rashida Tlaib, and we have the actresses playing them.
course.
So you have AO double D.
Mhm.
That's, you have Rashida no Bs.
Okay.
You have Ilhan oh man, because she makes men like scream with pleasure. So they go, oh man.
Right.
And the Presley one. So this porn on Netflix is going to be beautiful because it's going to be diverse, so the left will like it. And the squad will come in and they'll be wearing 5-inch heels and very scandalous looking clothing. And Joe Munchin will say, we're going to dig and we're going to dig deep for fossil fuels. And they're going to say, sir, no, you can't dig for fossil fuels. We want clean energy. And he'll say, and he'll pull out his, what, and say, this thing only digs deep. And they're going to go, oh my, well, maybe we can come to a compromise. And he'll say, oh, we're going to come to a compromise. And then you have they take turns with Joe Munchin. And obviously, because of his name, he's got to do,
course.
powerful Munchin.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then at the end of it, he destroys the squad and they're so content that they say, okay, you know what, we were wrong. Progressive values are bad. Go dig up fossil fuels and thank you for your natural resources is what they'll say to him. And as they, as you can imagine, after the very powerful money shot. And that's it. So that's going to be our first political powerful porn parody on Netflix.
I love it because I've heard a couple of your Netflix scripts, and this one sounds
Oh no,
like
we've gotten some serious talent
yeah.
behind this one. So
This one sounds like the best one.
No, and I've already tested out. I've already auditioned literally like hundreds of actresses. So I think we have the right combo. We have the right choices for the different roles.
That's perfect. Here's a quick question, Mr. President. It's from at Ann Pagnata. Mr. President, sir, would you consider using the Mountain Dew Army in the primaries if that traitor DeSantis doesn't go quietly into the night? Or is the mountain?
I think we can cut that quick because we actually answered. I said
that
the bath salts division in Florida of the Mountain Dew Army would be, that's the SEAL Team 6 of the Mountain Dew Army is the bath salts division. They don't sleep. They'll eat your face. So if I'm Rick Sanchez, I'm not looking too forward to this.
I don't know if you've answered this question before. It's a little personal. So if you don't want to answer this personal question, we don't have to. We're going to go right to Instagram and finish up with Instagram questions. There's a repeat of a Facebook question asking about Shinzo. We already found out about him. So we're just going to go right to Instagram. And this comes from Lao Tzu 22. How old were you when you lost your virginity? Did it involve a man or a woman? Did you finish strongly?
Well, obviously I finished. Do I finish strongly? I don't think we need to answer that part. With great strength is how I finish. And no, it was of course with a woman. I'm very powerfully heterosexual, but it was with a man watching, the great Fred Trump. And
Wow.
we normally don't share traditions here, of course, but in the Trump family for my 10th birthday, some people get a bicycle. The great Fred Trump would actually wheel in a bicycle, but with a very attractive prostitute on the bicycle and say, take this for a ride. And of course, he didn't mean the bicycle. And that's, my other brothers didn't get they were too weak. They thought, oh, a bicycle, because they were like, I don't want to have sex. I'm 10. And turns out they were very weak. So, my father, she would often, the woman that rolled in on the bike that I had to some servants like lift her off the bike because I think she might have been drugged up or something.
Right.
And then it was very powerful, very strong sex at 10 years old with Fred Trump watching and filming it. And so, yes, it was with a woman and it was powerful and totally legal also.
Do you think it's appropriate for your father to videotape your first sexual encounter?
Tech stuff. Families used to have traditions. In our country now, everything that's a tradition, everybody treats a tradition like, oh, who cares? Do what you want. Well, now in the Trump family, it's called a tradition. And you respect the past, you respect your family by doing the traditions. You know, we have oil paintings of Trumps from the 1700s having their first sexual experiences.
I did not know that.
So it's just the technology changed. You know, even though he's not my son, I taught out of respect for mashed potatoes, my current wife, I said that I would, if she wanted, just to make him feel like he was part, you know, since he's always hanging around. I said we can set up like a 3-camera shoot for Billy's first experience if you want. And you know, so it's about respecting the past and not becoming so caught up in yourself that you know ignore traditions.
Understood. This is the last question I have for you today, and this is from the Archduke _of _godliness on Instagram. Mr. President, sir, have you ever considered to get closer to your loyal base, purchasing a mobile home in, say, Alabama or Tennessee? And what would this mobile home look like? Have you thought about this?
I am looking into purchasing a real home in Alabama where I have unbelievable support. But no, I wouldn't want it to be a mobile home because then the women I bring in might be able to drive it away and escape. So we like homes without wheels, with thick walls, where loud noises can't always be heard. I learned that very powerful lesson from my great friend, the late great Sir Jeff Epstein. So we are looking into real estate in some Trump states, but not. We don't want homes that they can drive away.
Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, we appreciate you spending another week with us and just, clearing up all these stories for us. We really appreciate it. Want to thank our powerful sponsors, Raycon, and check out the Patreon, patreon.com/MPGA. And also check out my special, Something from Nothing, comes out Tuesday, October 5th, wherever you can get video on demand. And Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Well, good luck. It's funny. I didn't realize you had a special Something from Nothing because I just made that up. So small world. Hey guys, it's JL. Usual shtick. If you're not checking out Righteous PK podcast, please do so. This week's episode is up. It went up early, and it is some of my funniest shit. So it's a good week to start listening to that if you haven't. As far as shows coming up this Wednesday, I am at Good Nights in Raleigh, North Carolina, 8 p.m., October 6th. And then the special taping on October 23rd in New York City has sold out. Thank you to anybody and everybody who bought tickets. So I am the next show up for New York area folks that I would love to sell some tickets to is Belmore, Long Island, the Brokerage, Friday, October 15th at 8 p.m. So get tickets, spread the word, come out to that. And then a couple shows in 2020. Oh, December 9th, Pittsburgh Improv, December 16th to the 18th, DC Improv. And then late January, early February, there's going to be a big swing, most likely Chicago, definitely LA, Northern California, Salt Lake City, and the end of February, I do know for a fact, without telling you what the show is, I will make my premium cable drama debut at the end of February 2022. So big stuff happening for both of us in the next day to 5 months.
Yes.
So support whatever you can. Live shows, get Jay special, get your tickets, and stay tuned for all the places I'm going. But other than that, thank you for listening, and God help us all.